Alright, so today we're going to be looking at an absolutely disgusting 820-4924 motherboard. Before we do check links below. We still have the whole repair shop thing going, so the repair shopper link is below if you want to check out a CRM system that syncs to QuickBooks that... Wow, I forgot my sales pitch. Syncs to QuickBooks, and something with... syncs with the phone system as well. So, let's go for it. So, tell me what you find wrong with this. What do you find wrong? I almost forgot my... Oh! Ooh! The only thing worse than forgetting your sales pitch is doing this to your motherboard. Look at that garbage right there. What? Now, of course, this is your standard prepaid repair, where people pay in advance to guilt you into not saying no fix. Although this will probably be a no fix. Like, I mean, what is this? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Even my microscope light doesn't want to stay on for it. So where do we even begin? So let's check out the other screen. Let's check out the... Oh man, this is so disgusting. Yeah, someone says someone touched it. Yes, someone touched it beforehand. Okay, let's get a schematic and a board view and take a look at that area and what we have. And all right, this is the right screen. Let's just get this on the other screen so I can see what you see there. All right. So what is this? R5410, which is a no stuffed component. PP, VIN, S5, HS, other V, iSense goes in on top, and then comes out the bottom. Now, where does PP, VIN, S5, HS, other iSense come from? Well, I can see that that is used to power the PP5ES3 rail over here. I can see that it comes from PP Bus G3 Hot, the main power rail in the machine. But I'm at a loss as to what exactly is creating it. Usually it's PP Bus G3 Hot going through some current sensing resistor. But I don't see any here. Well, if we were to check through, let's see. Yes. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, because if you were to look on, let's say, an 820-3115, it's actually quite simple where that comes from. Where is it? No, I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Alright, so PP Bus G3 Hot is supposed to show up around this point at R5410. So let's see what voltage we get in this area, shall we? Let's switch over to microscope, and multimeter is on the bottom left, barely visible as always. As always, I still have not figured... one of these days I'm going to come up with a way to get the multimeter to pop up in Open Broadcaster. It's just too many other projects. Too many other projects. Putting together a bunch of parts lists for components that you can buy, like little component kits for each motherboard that go by the circuit, and that's been, yeah, there's always a project. There's always a project, and that has been taking more time than that. So PP Bus G3 Hot would show up on our fuse over here. And that's 12.58 volts, sexy as ever. But over here, any one of this, 0, 0, just completely cuckolded down to 0. Now, if we were to look at other areas where I would expect that signal to show up, where else would I expect that to show up? Let's say on this side of the board. So over here, PP bus S5 HS other whatever the fuck. So let's check over there. And there's shit. There's absolute shit. So so which end does PP bus G3 hot come into here to make this? This is what's confusing. You have the iSense and the iSense underscore R. But at what point does PP bus G3 hot come in here? Because I'm just going to run a wire from PP bus G3 hot over there. So PP Vin S5HS other whatever the fuck underscore R is PP bus G3 hot. So I'm going to say on pin 2 and 4. Here we go. So pin 2 is going to be PP bus G3 hot. But this is not even a resistor. This is not a thing that's supposed to be on the board. See, on another board, this isn't exactly the prettiest board in the world, but you see what it is. I'm kind of curious what the resistance is on this board between PP bus G3 hot and here on, let's see. What do we get? So, open line, infinity ohms, and over here is, of course, 0 ohms of resistance, and 0 ohms of resistance. But here, because there is the infinite ohms. See on the SPOS over here. So over here in PP bus G3 hot is, okay, so this is infinite ohms. And I know that this shouldn't be infinite ohms, because on my other board, this is, it's 62 million ohms. And on the other board, it's 0. All right, so now we have an idea of what to do. So I need to solder a wire between PP bus G3 hot fuse and that. And it'll either work or it'll go on fire. I mean, I'm guessing fire, because you saw this board and this was fucked with by somebody who probably should never have touched it. But let's see what we get. Why did I say probably? This poor little MacBook. This poor little MacBook. I feel so bad for this poor little MacBook. It never wanted to be raped. It never wanted to be fucked in its asshole. It just wanted to be loved. All it ever wanted was to be loved. Instead, it got fucked in its bunghole. Okay. Backlight, not backlight fuse. PP bus G3 hot fuse is down there. This MacBook got fucked. FUKKD. Alright, let's get some nice thick wire, because this is one of the more powerful rails in the computer. Get a nice thick wire for it. When are you implementing your pre-fucked with fee? I should be doing that immediately. I don't know why I haven't put... I really do have to put that on the website. Like $100 return shipping or $100... Or $100 to be paid even if it's unfixable. Okay. Just gonna tin my new wire. That's what I'm doing under here. I'm just scraping it away. Where I have a little bit of copper. Now we're gonna go over to my backlight, not my PP Bush D3 hot fuse. And a little bit of scraping and scraping and scraping. Whoops. Go, sit. God damn it. My fuse got up. To tell my fuse to sit back down. Now fuse. The MacBook I fixed the other day, ASD testing said 3v3 line was reading 10 amp draw. You probably did what I did. You probably did what I'm doing right here. You bypassed current sensing. You're an evil man, Chris. Whoops. All right. Now we go back for another loop. Here, we'll use this piece of shit here. This is a great place for my loop. Yes, this is gonna be an ugly fucking board. No way around that. I need another hand. I want to kind of hold it down so I can get through. I really would like both wires to go in there, and not one on top of the other. There is enough room for side by side. Here we go. I can hold it. What if I do this? Hold. Bam. That's beautiful. All right. 1, 2. I'm afraid to plug this in. Definitely closing the eyes before plugging this in. Hey, no sizzling. No sizzling? Alright, so let's see. What voltage do I get on the other side? I was getting 0 before. Along the cap over here. That I just saw a little spark. Hey, I get 12.59 there now. But I still get no fan spin because this... Yeah. Okay, now, mofo, what comes next? What is all this fucked up shit? Serious month? Really? What? Gah. Terrible Fire says I got banned from the EAB today. What's that and what'd you do? Well, what is this corroded shit? I'll replace that. Let's go with that since it looks nasty. And then we're gonna figure out if any of the fuckery I did actually works. This is U4820, which is... This is for the keyboard. What? No, fuck. No, that's not keeping us from turning on. Okay. Slight reflow only, and we'll get to that later. There's green stuff coming out from underneath the keyboard driver. Why is there green stuff coming out from underneath the keyboard driver? Oh well, might as well finish what we started. And then we'll look for areas that would actually cause us a problem. This I probably should have just returned the sender. Like if I had a brain, I would have just returned this to sender. But I don't. I love how Windows doesn't allow you to put one window on top of the other, so that I always have to click away from chat to see schematics. Like XFCE has allowed you to do that since what, 2002? You right click a window and hit always on top, and you can't do that shit in Windows in 2017. I'm sure there's something you could install to do it, but I just find it interesting that XFCE had native functionality that Windows doesn't 15 years later. Okay. So let's plug this in and see what rails we have or do not have. So I'm going to check PP3V3S5 and then PP5VS4, because those are the rails that are created using that power line that was dug out the board by someone. Alright, so PP5VS4, where's that going to show up? Let's see, I'm going to put the chat window over here on the open broadcaster screen. Okay, so let's find out where this thing is. And let's see what we get for PP5VS4. So PP5VS4 is 5 volts. 5.15 volts actually. That's pretty good. That's pimp. And let's see. And the machine is turning on because I have V-core and a spinning fan. Yeah, Jason's mad because he said this would never work again. Either that or he just wanted me to deal with this bullshit job. But you can see that the fan is spinning. See that? See that beautiful fan? We call it... Wow. So, yeah. One wire. One disgusting wire. One nasty, filthy fucking wire. Huh? Yeah, the PP bus G3 hot becomes that PP bus S5 HS whatever crap, and he just ripped it. He ripped it out of the board. Yeah, let's just. Can I neaten this up? Not really. Yeah, it's gonna look nasty. Yeah, that's designed. There's no way around that. That's gonna look gross. Look. What? Fuck GPUs. I'm wasting time. Yeah, we can, I guess, get rid of some of the excess over here. And that's that. Is that not a beautiful board? So I'll read some chat before I move on to the next one. Let's turn off the loud crap. Wow, that was actually a little better than I thought. That's actually better than I thought. I was expecting it to be a bigger nightmare. Alright. How many pages of chat have I missed? A lot of them. Wow. Kind of jealous of Chris Long's chat. You can actually, it's actually something you can keep up with. Hey Paul, how are you? Let's see. Why dost thou need a second wire? Superior current capacity. That wire carries quite a lot, so I don't want to trust it to one wire. Why not twist both wires? Don't fuck with it. Don't twist it. Don't fuck with the wire any more than I have. The legal thread is probably a shitty troll. I still have to look up what EAB is. Damn, pages and pages. I was starting to become a Jessa convert with her anti-smooth brain stance. Jessa is mean. I'm an electronic engineer and I've learned everything I know about soldering from your videos. Can't thank you enough. Thank you, Jack. Thank you for the 10 euros. Wow. Feeling rich today. How'd that micro SD card repair work go? That never worked. That was fucked. That was a waste of time. Okay, what should I grab next? Let's see. What other easy stuff is hiding that Jason hasn't touched yet? Okay. Hi, Lewis. Did you get my mail? I don't know who you are, so I don't know if I got your mail. Because you probably have a different YouTube name than you do an email name, meaning that I would never know if I got your mail. Let's see. What did you send? Was it email, physical mail, hate mail, prank mail? I get piles of all of it, believe it or not. I get piles of all of it. All the worst kinds of mail. What is a safe website to order parts from? There is no such thing as a safe website to order anything from. They're all bad. How dare you call British pounds euro filth? I don't know how to tell the difference. There's dollars and then there's squiggly symbols that are not dollars. There's that. It's either a squiggly thingy that's a dollar, or it's a squiggly thingy that I don't recognize. For in-home listening, do you prefer IAMs or headphones? Headphones kick the crap out of IAMs. It's just going out, I have IAMs because they block out noise better, and they're also much more convenient. Like, it's easier to just plug in a headphone and unplug it than it is to take off or take on a huge set of headphones. But for home, I much prefer speakers to anything. Nice, good set of speakers. Vandersteen Model 3s, Owens Corning 703, fiberglass on the walls. Okay, let's grab the next thing on the list.
Where's his original? What? That's original. Why don't you just take a VDID out the original one?
What is with these Russian spies? All I hear are Russian spies.
They're here to take your money.
Do you hear Russian spies?
I do.
I hear. Do you hear Russian? Best way to get a hold of Jason, got questions on training. He's right here. So, what's your question?
What happened?
Somebody had a question for you. What's wrong with this? Please don't be one of those things that already works. What do you think about those crazy Japanese audiophiles with huge JBLs in their small living room? Remember, the room is the first and most important thing. So if you have a really, really tiny room with really, really big speakers, it's going to sound really, really silly. I say that with an office that's like 20 by 10 feet, that has TLCS 3.6s in it, though, so I can't really say much. But I do have Corning 703 fiberglass all over my office. Vladimir says, I'm not a spy, I live in Russia. Yeah, but they're here. How can I burn Mac OS from Windows to a disk? I'm sure there's some tutorial on that somewhere. I have an old Dell Studio 1558 i7 and the Radeon is starting to fail. That sounds like a shitty problem. Yeah. Yeah, buying graphics chips sucks.
She destroys it.
Where can I order parts? The internet. What do you think about the mainstream media's attack on certain YouTube channels, and do you think it might affect you at some point? I think that they're jealous that people don't watch regular crap anymore, and if they think that I'm going back to watching reruns of Seinfeld, Everyone Loves Raymond, and standard mainstream news, well, over my dead fucking body. No, I don't watch regular stuff, and they can take away ad revenue from this type of content, but that doesn't mean that it's going to stop being made. People are just going to have to shift to audience-generated revenue if what they want to do is be a YouTube content creator. And hopefully... Jason, can you slam the door in their face? Please, just slam the door. Slam. Slam door. But... But they're going to have to come up with a way to get money out of their users. Directly from the user. So if you make an entertainment channel or a comedy channel or a tutorial channel, and you're going to have to start going, if you like what I do, donate 50 cents and all that shit. Because mainstream media is going above and beyond to try and destroy and discredit. And of course they're going for like the worst stuff first, like Nazi. This is the thing I said would happen with the word Nazi, and it's starting already. Where like where they use the word Nazi to describe anything they don't like, instead of what's actually a Nazi. She blew something up again, didn't she? Jason, she blew something up again.
Okay.
The Russian spy blew something up again. The Russian spy blew something up again. The Russians. But yeah, this whole thing like, oh my god, the content is terrible. Look at the terrible content. It's like, let's say that the content that their ads are showing up on is terrible. I mean, don't terrible people need toilet paper? Don't terrible people need websites? Don't terrible people need fucking need all this shit? You know. Don't terrible people want cheaper rates on their vacations? Don't terrible people want, you know, help with their legal services when they need legal services? I mean, yeah, there's a lot of terrible garbage content on the internet. I'm fully aware that there's a lot of terrible content, but the keeping up with the Kardashians is terrible content, and fucking Fear Factor is terrible content. I mean, when was the last time you heard a company say, "I don't want to show up on Fear Factor"? I mean, people, you're forcing people to fucking eat bugs. Like you're forcing people to eat bugs, to eat fucking bugs, and you're bitching about a YouTube video for not having the type of the content that you want your ads on. Bullshit. You didn't care about any of that shit. You didn't care about, like, fucking force starving people and then taping them as they try not to gain back weight in a very unhealthy manner. You didn't care about being on any of that stuff. Yet now you care. Now you care. I don't buy it. Nah, people like the Wall Street Journal are just jelly. They're all raging jealous. Because somebody else has taken their revenue. And the thing is, you can't put the cat back. You really can't put the cat back in the bag. Because even if a lot of these channels went away, like regular people are going to turn their TV on and they're going to be like, man, this shit sucks. I don't want to be entertained by this garbage. Again, like, I'm not going back to watching Everybody Loves Raymond reruns. Fuck that. Hell no. Or some fucking remake of Heroes in Prison Break. It's like, that shit's gone, you know? That genre is gone. I don't care about it anymore. Neither does most of the general public. This already turns on. Why the fuck are you here? This is not my department. This can be somebody else's department. Why the fuck? Probably bad keyboard or something. I got tricked.
You got tricked?
This already turns on.
By Russia. Fix it. Let's see.
So everybody who had a model where they were not dealing with ads, they're good. They're set. Whereas people who had models that are based on advertising revenue, it's going to be kind of painful for them. It's going to be painful for them. I've seen my ad revenue slowly start to drop off a cliff since the ad boycott thing. Although my cliff is like, the high point is like $2,800 a month. And then it's like, oh my God. And I'm looking at this, it's like, oh my God, I got $2,800 in a month. Because like for me, for YouTube, that's like fucking gold. And now I'm looking at it and it's like, yeah, I'm on track. I'm on track to make like $300 this month. Like, it just went off a cliff. Like it just went off a cliff. For me, YouTube is like an add-on. I mean, it's not a living, but like for the people who base their living on YouTube, yeah, it's going to be painful for a lot of them. They're just going to have to convert to a user model. That's kind of scary because that's where you figure out, were people just accidentally clicking onto my videos and then clicking away because they saw them on a forum? Or were they watching because they liked what you did? That's going to be the hard part. That's going to be the tough part for a lot of people. Because a lot of people, I think, some people are going to figure out that they really make good stuff and people like it. But a lot of people are going to figure out that 90% of their audience don't think they're worth 50 cents. And that part's going to be hard. Okay. You're dead? Oh, wait, you're not dead. Wow. Oh. Screen. Lane. Let's find something else. Okay, sure. The man who reads nothing at all is better educated than the man who reads nothing but newspapers. I would agree with that quote. That's kind of dumb to depend on YouTube for your income. I mean, I don't know. Like, there are people that make way more money than I do off of YouTube. Like, if you were...
Where the heck is Long Island? Why? That Hamptons is full of
Let's-
like fluids. Mic is on. Good shot.
What do you... Okay. Let's see. What's next? Oh, no, not a GPU. Fuck that. Okay, that's terrible. Partial short and battery drains very quickly. Ooh. No. No. What rail? Did you remove the audio caps?
I removed the whole filter and it was still partially short.
Ooh.
The thing is, I don't know.
No.
It's only like 500, 5K short, I think.
Yeah, this is gonna garbage.
Can you give me some good news, Jason?
Chip itself or balls? That's the big discussion. That's that is a discussion that was ended a long time ago. Okay, let's see. Partial short on PP3V42. Let's see. Resistance to ground on PP3V42 is 800 ohms. Seriously? Why? What the? Okay. So there's no injecting voltage to find that. The fucking bullshit. Fucking bullshit. And you promise you remove the audio circuit.
Yeah, I mean, you can remove the filter again, but it's not going to make a difference.
No. Hmm. Okay. I feel it's.
You think that'll actually lower battery life that much then?
It's 800 ohms. 800 ohms short to ground. Yes. How are you saying that that's partially fixed? Okay. Let's open up a board view for this and see why. All right, so there are these two little audio caps that sit under that that foam thing on the A1278 board over here. Let me show you what they are. C6403 and C6405. And $800 ohms, inject higher voltage and burn it out. Yeah, but the SMC is on that rail. I don't want to burn the SMC out. Don't suggest I burn my SMC out. Ah, this desk is so fucking uncomfortable. One of these days I'm gonna get the hole in the floor filled. Fuck, this is annoying. Does this recognize a battery? Damn, 800 ohms to ground. Still. This can't possibly turn on. Well, I'll be damned, it turns on. 12.23 volts or 12.56 volts on PP bus G3 hot? 12.56 volts on PP bus G3 hot. Okay. So where the hell is this PP3V42 short coming from? Let's look through this board. How is it supposed to lower the resistance? Remove caps that almost always short. Where could it be? I see food and green shit by the SMC. Does anybody else see food? I see food on top of U6901 and I see green stuff by the SMC. So it sounds like the SMC is going to get a reflow. Could you use heat to lower resistance in areas of components where the short might be? Possibly, but now I want to reflow the SMC, so I'm already on that bandwagon. And there's no stopping that bandwagon. There's no stopping that bandwagon. Crap under SMC will burn off and lower resistance. Oh, really? Okay, let's make a bet. Let's make a bet. I bet that it will get me nowhere other than smiling when I see the SMC reflow. So no higher or lower. But I gotta try it. I have to follow the evidence that sits in front of me. We must follow the evidence. If it says spill in aisle 5, we must clean up in aisle 5. You know what I think, though, before we even do that, what I should do is just remove that cap and see if removing that cap alone does it. Because that cap is nasty. But I'm not going to be able to do that. It's not in my fucking nature. I need to reflow the SMC now, or else I will not be happy. I have a compulsion. I must reflow the SMC. I must reflow the SMC. We must reflow. Here we go. It might be in. Do you mind explaining a bit about delta function? You need a math professor for that. You need a professor of some sort for that. You're asking the wrong person. That sounds like something you need a professor for. Where's Dr. Jones when you need her? Dr. Jones? Dr. Jones? Would anyone reflow without ultrasonic first? Absolutely. And the SMC has been unleashed. It's flowing. And we're going to take U6901 off, along with that little nasty cap. Senator Jones is currently doing dental work. I gotta figure out, did that ever actually work? Did I tell you about Jessa scamming the hotel?
Wait, the ones that we would have class in?
No, the one that she went to by saying that she's a senator, so she'd get the discount rate on the room. Yeah. No, so when I got to the hotel, because it was the same hotel, I said, I like looked really scared when I got in, and I said. And the hotel clerk is looking at me kind of weird, and I said, "No, I just got from the airport, and apparently there was this crazy woman that escaped the police pretending to be a senator." No, I tried to set it up so that when she got to the hotel, that they would, yeah, because like she'd say I'm a senator, and then she wouldn't be able to produce the ID, but the fucking hotel person that was there left because she got there so late because her plane got in late, which fucked up the whole joke. It fucked up the whole gag. That would have been such a great gag. Like, being able to take a picture from my room of her being hauled off to jail would have been like the highlight of my fucking evening. I would have, yeah. Oh, man. Sadly, no luck. We'll have to try that at the next hotel. The next hotel, I'm sure. But yeah, apparently you can pretend to be a senator at a lot of hotels. apparently you could pretend to be a senator and you can get a discount, and they're just all cool with it. Open line? No. Oh, 600 ohms. We're down, motherfucker. I will rip everything off your PP3V42 rail right now. Yeah. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. There's only so much shit that can be doing this. It's the clock chip, PP3V42 creation chip, ISL 6259, some audio crap. Which one? Which chip? I appreciate the compressor you have on mic to deal with you yelling since my roommate is sleeping. Thank you. Yeah, see, I keep this thing on all the time so that I can't. If I yell, it stops me. I could attach my voice to the LED. Oh. I mean, yeah, but then I'm going to think the LEDs are the problem. SMC or ISL 6259? Pull the SC and measure again. Fast battery drain would not point to possibly an... Yeah, let's see. ISL 6259. Let's rip this shit. ISL 6259. The ISO 6259 does get PP3V42. And we're still at 600 ohms, so it was not that. Change the chip you just reflowed, but I don't have one. I can't replace that. I have no SMCs for this model board. The guy that sells them pre-balled on eBay is gone. I used to buy them from him by the pound. I can't replace that chip. No SMC. Nothing to replace it with. How many less viewers would you have if you had a less good mic? I don't know. Is this really that great a mic? And the sound quality of this is terrible. It's like fume extractor, air conditioner, hot air station. It's like the constant screaming noise of everything around you. Someone says definitely the SMC. Okay. I'm going to take off the SMC, and if I still have 600 ohms, then you have to put it back on. How does that sound? Does that sound fair to you? I'm going to remove the SMC, but if there's still 600 ohm to ground... Oh, crap. What the fuck did I just do? Then you have to put it back on. Are you ready for that responsibility? Responsibility. Are you ready for it? Okay, SMC, it's time to meet your maker. It's time to meet your maker. Because if you're still 600 ohms, I sure as fuck am not reballing this. I'm not wasting 20 minutes at the end of the day to fucking reball this only to put it back on a board that I can't charge money for. So, you'd better be the SMC. Jeremy says, don't take off the SMC. Too late. Alright. Suck up all those lead-free balls. April Fools, none of us know about any of this. It's YouTube live chat, trust me. I know that none of you know anything about any of this, or anything in general. And we're at 600 ohms. Okay. This is junk. Hey, I see. There's corroded stuff under the heatsink, you asshole. Did you even take the heatsink off? Why the fuck do you say that there's a short that you can't find and you didn't take the heatsink off? You're putting the SMC back on this. Oh my, if I find the short, you're putting the You asshole. Are you looking at the same board that I'm looking at? Look at this. There's your short. It's burned. So when I remove this crap. Get the fuck off it. You, and you. Okay. Now let's see what the multimeter says. $57 kiloohms. Jason, come here.
Hey, I just go for Benson, same as you.
You can't find the short.
Alright, that was my bad.
That's the second board. Alright, now let's put the SMC back on. Let's put the SMC back on. I gotta find the notes for this. Let's see. Where are the notes for this? Is it possible to show the notes without giving away the phone number? Yeah, there's no way to... Yeah? Here we go. Alright, there. I think I hit everything. Proof 325. Board is fixed, but it's likely the battery will drain quickly. I don't follow. Was the battery draining quickly an issue he originally had? It works, but there is a partial short that I can't find. Maybe an issue, maybe not. So it's not fixed. The short. Okay. So. Time. Makes sense that reflowing the SMC changed resistance that's right on the other side. This may be a really good way to find partial shorts. Yeah, that and removing the heatsink. Removing the heatsink is a great way to... I will... Uh, what books do you recommend the most? I like Jim Camp's Start With No. And I would stay far away from Helen Andelin's Fascinating Womanhood. It's the book that Jessa wrote on how to manipulate people. Stay away from Fascinating Womanhood. It'll give you cancer. So who in the chat said to take off the SMC so I can kick them in the nutsack? Can somebody do me a favor and scroll up and just ban everybody that said replace the SMC? Chris, can you scroll up and can you ban everybody that said replace the SMC? Or remove the SMC? Hey, Jess is here. Jessa. Jessa, can you do me a favor and scroll up and ban everybody that said replace the SMC? And just create a nice big list of people. Thank you so much. Yes, Paul, find the smooth brainers. I need you to go through and find all the smooth brainers that said replace the SMC. That guy with that red shit in his image. Senator Jones is here. She must have... Wow. She evaded police at both the airport and the hotel. Damn, what have you been... Have you been playing some Metal Gear Solid, Senator Jones? You must have been playing a lot of some Metal Gear Solid, Senator Jones, because I did not expect to see you here today. I expected to see you in a cell somewhere where they don't let you go and they lock you away. Time for SMC. Someone says about that AliExpress thing, Lewis, did you order 15 pieces of fake junk from China Express on the 12th of March? Why do you ask? Did you sell me 15 fake pieces of junk on the 12th of March? Let's see. What did I order on the 12th of March, if anything? The site is loading too slow, Jaroslaw, for me to check at the moment. Why do you ask? Good enough for rock and roll. Louis, can I email you? I want to start board repair. You don't need to email me to start board repair. You need to start board repair. If that's what you want to start. So I'm guessing that's a no on you wanting my donated board. I didn't see your original question. I go back and forth between reading the monitor and this. So I don't remember. I don't know what it is you had asked, I'm afraid. Let's clean out my stencil. Where all these products come from, and do the countries they come from care if we're filling our landfills with non-biodegradable shit? These products come from Asia, and I don't think they care. I don't think they give a fuck. I think they care as little as people do in America. They don't give a shit. They just want to make their money and get on with their day. Yes. I have a MacBook A1298, MacBook Pro with no power and dim light. There is no such thing as an A1298, I'm afraid. Do you mean A1297? And if so, is it from 2009? Who said my stencil is nasty? This is the beautiful stencil. This is the world's prettiest stencil. This is a beautiful, beautiful, sexy stencil. Used only by beautiful, sexy people. Do you have contact details for Duke? I do, but if I gave them to you, he would never speak to me again. So, yeah, so there's that. Okay, let's see where my solder paste is. Here we go. A little bit of solder paste. And we're gonna make this SMC great again. What should I do with my Lenovo X61? It's sitting here dusty. Use it or give it away. Or sell it. I don't know. What you do with your stuff is your business. Have you ever considered fixing SBCs used in industry? What is an SBC? Isn't SBC a shitty ISP in Texas? One member of Team iPad Rehab just commented, "The stream is really boring, just saying." Sounds like a douchebag to me. That sounds like somebody that should get kicked in the teeth, in my opinion. I think that person should get kicked in the teeth. It's probably Jessa, though. But what's your opinion on Uber and its employment practices? Ooh. I really think it's interesting that people are using Uber as a platform for like everything that's wrong with employment and completely ignoring the fact that cab companies have treated cab drivers like shit for the last like 20 or 30 years. Like, it's not like Uber is the first company to treat cab drivers like shit. Cab driver has always been a shit job where you got it's not like Uber is new to that. This does not look like it went well at all. This looks like I used the world's most bent fucking shit stencil. And oh my god, this looks terrible. Yeah, this looks like shit. Well, what the hell just happened? Oh dear god. That looks bad. What the oh. That's just garbage. That is trash. Let's try this again. I've been waiting for my new stencils to show up from AliExpress, but God knows that's going to be like 3 months. That's going to be like 3 months. Okay, let's try again with the same stencil since we have no choice. It's either this or wait for the AliExpress one to come in. And by the time the AliExpress one comes in, this customer will have already raged and filed the chargeback. So there is no choice on that one. So let's... Okay, take two with the world's most sexiest, beautiful stencil. We're going to bend the stencil back together with my hands. Yeah, here we go. We're going to make it great again. Let's see. You're going to be a great stencil. Do you want to scroll up and read my comments? I'm trying to donate a board. It's impossible. There's like 60 comments a minute. If I scroll, I'll lose track where I am, and I'll most likely never find your comment. It's also impossible to scroll while you're trying to reball the chip at the same time. In fact, reading a chat that's scrolling live while trying to reball a chip at the same time is in and of itself hard, but trying to do that while scrolling, I'm afraid that's too many hands. I'm sorry. That is beyond my capabilities. If I had the capability to do that, I probably would have the capability to put balls on this without breaking it. But as you can see, that's not the case at all. And I probably missed 20 comments reading that one. Let's see. By the time AliExpress comes in, that will be a museum. This is an A1278, so this kind of already is a museum, actually. Nothing like 3 to 6 month free shipping from AliExpress. Yep. You know what? I think this would be best if I put the stencil the other way. If I put the stencil the other way, then this may just work. I think I'm going to try it the other way. Like this. This seems smarter. You always want it to be so that it's shaped like a U rather than like a mound. Because you can always push it down easier that way. Why not hit each one individually? Because that's a nightmare. I don't want to do that. I would only do that if this was a chip that had Osama bin Laden's data on it and there was no stencil available. And there was a prize for it. In that case, and that case only, I would love... Now we're gonna break the stencil like Bane broke Batman's back. Gonna make it nice and straight. Come on, stencil. I will break you. I will break you. I wondered what would break first. Your mind or your body? Okay, ball time, ball time. See you later. Oh! Auga. Yes. Balls. 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 Alright, now aligning the chip means pressing down on it, and once I can only move it back and forth the distance of a pad, or the circumference of a pad, I should say. I mean the diameter of a pad. Yeah, diameter, not circumference. I'm losing. Once I can only move the chip back and forth the diameter of a pad, I know that it's aligned, and then I can start heating it. And I can only hope that this trial will be successful and not filled with the failure and shame of cuckoldry. Son of a fucking bitch. Son of a fucking motherfucking piece of shit. That was bullshit. Back to the drawing board now. That was bull. That was horseshit. That was absolute cuckoldry right there. That was cuckoldry. That sucked. That sucked. That was some cuckoldry at its worst. This is a world of pain and cuckoldry. Pain and cuckoldry. Pepe, save me now, Pepe. Save me now, Pepe. Poor Pepe the Frog. Poor Pepe. All right. Next SMC. Let's get you aligned. Where are you supposed to go? Up here, you say? Yeah, you gotta go a little higher than that. Where does Pepe say that the SMC should go? Pepe says that's too high. So let's ask him. I think Pepe wants the SMC to go down here. Yeah, Pepe says that's a good place for the SMC. Alright. We will not be cucked again. We will not be cucked again! By God damn it. Yes. 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 Yes, that is a good little SMC. We will not be cucked again. But we'll flow. Derek says invoking hate symbol frog in a video, no ad revenue for you. That is not a hate symbol frog. That is not a hate symbol frog. That was a couple of fuckers in 4chan trying to piss off Sherry Jacobus or whatever the hell her name was. That is not a hate symbol frog. Like if somebody from 4chan, seriously, let's talk about this. If somebody from 4chan takes a picture of Jessa and then photoshops Jessa with a machine gun killing a bunch of children, is Jessa then a hate symbol? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. If somebody takes a picture of Obama and photoshops him shooting a bunch of people, does that make Obama a hate symbol? I don't think so. Poor fucking Pepe. Everybody wants to pick on Pepe. What did Pepe do to any of you? He was a good little frog. And then people came out with all this bullshit where like Pepe was wearing an SS uniform and saying Hitler did nothing wrong and all this crap. That's not the real Pepe. You allowed yourself to get fooled by 4chan. Well, that cap isn't going back on, that's for sure. Dude, if it was that easy to turn shit into a hate symbol, I would have... You know what I would do to the fucking Apple logo? Oh my god, I would have a field day with the Apple logo. Like, if it was as easy to turn something into a hate symbol as it was with Pepe, I would have Apple logos saying the most fucked up shit in the world. Okay, time to ultrasonic this pile of crap. Should I put the audio circuit back on? Should I make Jason put the audio circuit back on? I feel like Jason should have to put the audio circuit back on. Great. My donor board is covered with burned, this nasty burns pad, so I can't see what's under it. Come on. A beautiful foam. Okay, and then there's some other piece of shit under there. I can't see what the fuck this component even is. It's covered in foam. Fuck. That's gone. Why not ultrasonic first? I'll allow someone else to answer that question that I received 2 to 3 times in every single stream. After some point, answering the same question over and over again gets kind of boring. Air is too high. Is not. Air is just right. Air is in fact a little too low. Okay, now Jason said he removed the filter. What filter did he remove? I think he was talking about L6400 over here. So where is L6400? Oh shit. I did something. Uh-oh. I broke Paul's software again. What the fuck did I do? Okay, C is for Alright, how about we turn it off and turn it back on? I think turning it off and turning it back on will do it. There we go. Alright, so it wasn't C, it was slash. There we go. L6400. So L6400 is this. And is that thing missing? No, it's not. Jason put it back on the board. Alright, so I can if this turns on, I can ultrasonic it. Call it a day. Clean my desk off a little bit, and then I can finally get to putting together the kits for the website. Gotta have plan B for YouTube revenue not existing, which is very close to happening. The rate of this. So glad I did not build a business off of this crappy website. Oh man, I feel so bad for the people that actually tried building a business off of this website. Like not like a side business, but like their actual business, their livelihood. Ah, you poor fucks. You poor fucks. Okay, let's ultrasonic this. And you'll get to see how pretty it is when it's done. Lewis, I reflowed the bumps in my 650M at 130 Celsius and now the Rutner runs with no issue. Yell at me about reflowing being bad. The 650M in your retina was never the problem. I actually documented on this channel which is the problem. And if you reflowed the right thing, it'll actually work for more than 3 months, like 5 years. But you reflowed the GPU, so it's going to work for 2 months. It's on the forum, and it's also been reviewed on the channel. But yeah, the GPU or the GPU's balls were not the issue on your retina. That for the 820-3332 retina, the issue is not with the graphics chip, nor is the issue with the balls. But I'm going to leave you guys to figure out what that is. Chat today seems like a 4chan branch, someone says. You pressed L. Oh, crap. And that brought up the net list. Huh. Yeah, I never used that feature. What ultrasonic do you use? The Crest CP500. I got 4 of them left back there. They're actually selling. I changed the site to make it less scary. Because before the site said, like, we'll take 10 days to ship, we'll be slow as fuck, blah, blah, blah. Like, I made it obvious. I got rid of all that crap since I have them here. Crest allows for drop shipping, but I assume that if I don't have it, it just doesn't exist. Because of their garbage, awful, worst crap on earth. Drop shipping program they have, where they never ship you any of the stuff, or they ship it to you like 8 weeks later, or they ship you a different clean. Oh, it's like sort of choke them, but luckily that's done. But yeah, the 500D. So if you want an ultrasonic cleaner that's hot like mine, let me show you where you can get one. I might as well pimp my stuff more often now that YouTube revenue is going to be like 0 soon. So, if you want an ultrasonic cleaner that's awesome, you go here, then you type in CP500D, and then you got a cleaner. And it'll say, do you want the basket that you need to use it or don't? You'll click send me the basket. So that it actually works. You want your basket of deplorable to come with your ultrasonic. Without a basket of deplorable, you won't be able to clean properly. And here's my stupid little sales pitch where I show you the piece of crap I wasted $1,200 on 2.5 years ago. And the Crest. And you buy it, and it will ship from right there. Not Crest, because not Crest. No more shipping from Crest. I'm done with that. I learned my lesson. Never, ever, ever, ever do drop shipping. Unless you know that the company that you're shipping from will actually fucking ship shit when you place orders. I learned my lesson. You have mic noise. Mic noise. Yeah, yes, my mic makes noise. That's the point. If it didn't, you wouldn't hear me. Is it worth it to buy refurbished electronics? If you're willing to deal with stuff that doesn't work every now and then. What happened to YouTube revenue? YouTube destroyed it. Though, no, people, that whole ad boycott thing. Okay. So let's clean off this nasty board. Put it in the alcohol. Put it in the filter, toss it in the oven, and it'll be ready to be. And it'll be great again. What happened with the Apple case? What Apple case? Let's see. That's an ultrasonic. Yes, it is. You've got static problems with your mic. No, I don't. No. Does anybody realize, like, I don't get it. Is there no pattern recognition going on here? Like, I'll go, okay, time to turn on the ultrasonic cleaner. I'll hit a button, and you'll hear noise. And then people are like, oh, my God, your mic has noise. Like, does nobody see a pattern between me saying, okay, I'm going to turn on a cleaner, me hitting a button, and then after I hit that button, you hear noise? Like, is there no association? Is there no pattern association by anybody anymore? Jesus Christ. I assume too much of people. Let's see. I assume too much. Wall Street Journal dropped a story about ads going on videos with bad content. Wall Street Journal needs to be protested. Like, not YouTube ads. Wall Street Journal needs to get protested for their jealousy and that fucked up bullshit. They're so jealous that people but them are making money. They are so jealous. What should I do with my broken eyesight connector motherboard? I don't know. Keep using it. Just and not now they can't spy on you through the webcam. I would sell it as an anti-spyable computer. I would sell it as an anti-spyable computer. All I get is Wix ad. Is that annoying ad going away? No, Wix is one of the very, very few loyal advertisers. Don't be so nervous. Who's nervous? Is anybody in chat nervous? If people in chat are nervous, you should not be nervous. Nobody here is going to hurt you. Wall Street Journal is on a vendetta. Wall Street Journal is going to be out of business some one of these days if they keep up their bullshit. Do you fix non-Apple laptop? No. Nobody pays to fix non-Apple laptop. More like Wall Street Journal wrote a hit piece because they lost all their own ad revenue. Yeah. We should do that thing that usually left people do and just like go after all the advertisers that advertise in the Wall Street Journal and send them messages saying we're not buying their shit. I feel dirty doing that, but like you gotta fight fire with fire when it comes to some of this crap. It's like we didn't start this, but we can end it. We didn't start it, but we can definitely end it. Link to download schematics and board views. Yeah, sure. Let me just type in exactly where you can download copyrighted documents. Yeah, I'll get right on that. I'll get right on that. If I forget, make sure to remind me. Yeah, I'll get right on that. He ditched the Apple lawyer's question. Which Apple lawyer's question? If by ditched you mean missed it in the sea of 4chan comments that are coming in 90 a minute, then yes. DWDD, have you seen a drop in ad revenue? I did, but my ad revenue wasn't really impressive to begin with. These comments are terrible. Yeah, there's nothing to read here. Can you show the motherboard after ultrasonic cleaning? Yeah, I'm drying it right now. I was going to read comments in the meantime, but the comments are just terrible. How is hard drive recovery service going? It's going. Same as Dave from Computing Forever. I like that channel. Computing Forever has some interesting stuff on it. Oh, man. Link to schematics. Here's your link to schematics, mofo. Goodbye. Mm-hmm. It's not dry yet. Man, you can still smell the alcohol. I have a bunch of old hard drives that don't work. Would you want them for parts? Sure, why not? Where are all the mods? Not blocking. It's 4 a.m. and I am only waiting to see the board. Me too. Where would you like to be in 10 years' time? Retired on the top of a mountain somewhere. Okay. Far away from the misery of New York City. Okay. Let's see what it looks like. Did my first backlight repair on Mac 3 days ago. I hope it worked. Chris, what do you do on your channel when people just keep asking you for where you get schematics over and over again? Do you have a policy on how you deal with that? Or do you... So there's the SMC that never had to come off. And there's the ISL that never had to come off. And there's the audio circuit that never had to come off. And there's the one thing that actually did have to come off. It seems you use way too much flux. Why? I use exactly the right amount. I use exactly just enough. I use the right amount of flux, actually. That's a perfect amount of flux. You send ultrasonic cleaner to Brazil. Yeah, why not? But I don't sell the 220 volt ones anymore because half the time that Crest says they have 220 volt versions, they actually don't have 220 volt versions. And then they say they do, but then they don't. I remember there was this one 220 volt Crest where I ordered it, and about 3 or 4 days later, it never shipped. But it was listed as in stock on their website. And they ignored my email, and they ignored my call. And then I finally said, I left an email and a call, and I left in a voicemail saying, you can't ignore this. I bought this 4 days ago. Do you have it or not? And they said, no, we don't have 220-volt versions. And then they removed it from their website right after they called me back. So I don't sell the 220-volt versions anymore. No more 220-volt CP500s. My gas station protege is buying scratch-offs and regretting it. Gas station protege? Where are you getting dates, Jessa? Where are you finding dates? Don't look for dates at the gas station. Is it worth spending $400 on a Fluke 87V? Let's see what that is. Is there anything special? This looks like a multimeter. No, do not spend $400 on a multimeter. If you have a special reason for wanting to spend $500 on that meter, $400 or $500, and you know what that reason is, then do it. But if you don't have a special reason, if there's something with that meter, if you can do your job with this one, do not spend $400 on a fucking multimeter. Time to get out of here. So that's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. And even if you didn't learn something, you should click on the Repair Shopper link below. Make sure that we get more clicks than Jessa. If we don't get more clicks than Jessa, this will all have been for nothing.